Okay, today we're going to demo the new Behr Deck Over product, solid stain with a little bit of an aggregate in it to give a deck a textured look and fill in some of the cracks. Right out of the gate here, I like two things. One, unlike the Restore product by Rust-Oleum, which I've heard is like the consistency of peanut butter, this really is not much thicker than Behr's regular solid stain. Behr's solid is thicker than Deckscape's, and this Deck Over product is not much different than their standard solid. So right off the bat, I'm optimistic that it's going to spray through the airless, hopefully fairly easily. Couple things here. I've already removed the filter for my gun per the instructions, and also the manifold filter. Do not forget to remove the manifold filter, otherwise everything's just going to get clogged up there. Sherwin-Williams has expressed concern that this product is going to tear up our pump and that it's going to have to be repacked after using it. We'll find out, but I did talk to Dave from Home Depot, the Behr rep, and he said as long as those filters are out, we should be okay. They prefer we use a bigger airless. Mine's a Nova 390. They prefer we use a bigger airless, so we're not working it as hard. But again, just from what I see, with this product not being much thicker than their standard solid, I just don't think we're going to need to run it at maximum PSI. I think we're going to have room to spare. Here's a couple boards I did already. Here's a spindle. Not sure if you can see the texturing. It's real smooth. This is the other thing I like about the Deck Over versus the Restore. You don't have to buy two separate products. You don't need a separate product for the verticals. You can apply one coat of this Deck Over, and you know, I can feel a little bit of a grit, but honestly, it just looks like a standard solid with maybe just a little bit of grittiness to it, not much at all. So I do like the fact that we can just use one product for both horizontals and verticals. Here's a floorboard. This board is about 10 years old. You can see it's got a crack going all the way down. I think I under-applied this. I did 2 coats with a roller, and I'm thinking I did not put enough on the first coat. Your first coat is supposed to be a filler, where you purposely put it on a little heavy on some of the cracks and gaps and then let it fill in. So I think when I go to do this deck, I think I'm going to go ahead and pile it on a little bit heavier. And Behr also recommends to let it dry a little bit before you back roll it. Kind of let it harden up so that it acts more like wood putty before you back roll it. This deck here is only about maybe 200 total square feet. It's for a friend of mine. He's willing to be a guinea pig for us, so thank you, Scott. It's not in bad shape. There's a couple cracks. Nothing real major. A lot of hairline stuff. So, like, for example, here's a board I'm going to have to learn how to coat properly so that I can hide all those cracks. I decided to start on a deck that is not already coated with a solid that might be peeling or flaking. I figured I'm going to have a challenge enough just trying to learn how to use the product. I didn't want my first deck to be challenging in and of itself. So we got a fairly easy deck here, mostly flat. I'm just going to hand brush these spindles. You have to use a 525 tip when you're spraying this stuff, so I can't see the logic in trying to spray, you know, 8 spindles. And then what I'll do on all these legs for the benches, I'll spray it, then back brush it. So the other challenge for me is when you brush, anything you brush, you have to more or less back roll and to give it that textured look. I don't quite know how you're going to get a roller in between all these nooks and crannies. Probably what I'll do, I'll use the brush as kind of a texturing tool and just kind of dab it as I go, give it a bit of a uneven finish, or a textured finish I should say. Alright, so I'll get going on this and I'll check in with you after the first coat.